Have you seen the dual blades buff? Well, we're not going to focus on that. Let's get into the juicy part and talk about what could be the new possible meta before Title Update 3. Bubbly Dance. We will talk about this later in the video. Warcry is a cool party skill, good for hunting horn mains in a team of 4, but in my opinion not worth it for solo play. Powerhouse is useless for duels. And here we have the skill buff that can change the meta, Odogaron's Burst Boost. The old Burst Boost had plus 10 raw attack on the 4-piece bonus, but using 4 pieces was never worth it because your affinity would be too low. The 2-piece bonus instead had plus 3 raw attack, which is almost useless. It was much better to use any other 2-piece set for more affinity, or even a 4-piece Baby Megala set for plus 10 raw. What we don't know now is how much the 2-piece boost will be increased, and whether it will be worth using. I'll discard the 4-piece idea for now, unless the raw increase is something like 20 or 25 raw attack. Here I'm showing 2 of my old builds that I barely used because the affinity was low, but now things could change with the new talisman system. It all depends on how many slots for affinity skills like Weakness Exploit or similar we can get on it. This new build instead will be good for sure, even without counting the new talisman system, Odogaron Beta Head and Waist, Ray Dao Gamma Chest and Arms, and Uthduna Gamma Legs. This set already has a good amount of affinity and comes with 3 3-slot gems, 2 2-slot gems, and many 1-slot gems. You can easily max both latent power and burst if you include a talisman, and who knows if we can also add some weakness exploit to it. Now we can talk about Bubbly Dance and a possible new set for fighting the next Arch-Tempered new Udra. Of course, Bubbly Dance can be useful only if you play with a Mizutsune weapon, so this will be an alternative for the artisans. I've made 2 sets. The big difference between them is that the first has 2 evade window and 1 evade extender, while the second has 2 constitution and 1 extra slot for both a 2-slot gem and a 1-slot gem. I'll recommend using the second one. Odogaron Head and Arms Beta, Mizutsune Beta Waist and Legs, Arkveld Beta Chest. Here I'm using Coalescence because Bubbly Dance will trigger the Bubble Blight effect, which can be easily cured by dodging, making Coalescence a permanent elemental boost. The problem with these builds could be the new talisman system. Will new talismans be good enough to increase the affinity to a decent number? Because if they can't, these builds could be easily forgotten. Let me know in the comments what you think about these builds, and if you're coming after the update, let me know how wrong or right I was. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.